Okay, welcome back to Glenn's Movie Reviews. I got my good buddy Carl right here. You got my son Connor. There's a movie we really got to talk about. We've been wanting to talk about for ages now. This is one of the two movies we watched tonight. This one being
Michael Jackson, Moonwalker, the movie that a generation forgot.
I'll just let Carl tell you what the trailer told all of us.
Alrighty, the trailer. There's one scene in the trailer where they say nothing will prepare you for this movie.
Nothing could prepare you for his movie.
It's probably one of the most accurate statements I heard about a movie, because I've seen the movie twice now and I'm still not prepared for that.
That's a very true statement, and I think I saw the same trailer and it says from the mind of Michael Jackson.
From the imagination of Michael Jackson comes a movie like no other.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely from the mind of Michael Jackson. Neither one of us, when we talked about this movie, could really classify it. So I looked at the Wikipedia page, which has some differing information, but I guess this movie was classified as an American experimental anthology musical film starring Michael Jackson. Which I guess is the best way anyone could put it in a realistic, not realistic, but a smart, intelligent way to put it, maybe?
Yeah.
Because you can't classify something like this.
The movie's not smart or intelligent.
You can't classify something like this properly.
The best way, how I describe it to people is it's kind of three movies in one. The first movie is weird visuals with kind of Michael Jackson's history. And then it goes into this clay animation where a bunch of weird things are chasing Michael Jackson around with music. And those two parts take about 40 minutes to get through. And then you finally get to the supposed story of the movie, which it's basically Michael Jackson takes on Joe Pesci, who's a heroin spider drug kingpin in an abandoned city, and he turns into a transformer in the end and wins. Well, I'll just say, I first became aware of it when I saw the cover for it and thought, wow, that's a really cool cover.
I think I did too. That's why I got all the Moonwalker shit in my kitchen, my Michael Jackson mini shrine by the refrigerator.
Yeah, that's one of two things I got right about it. It's got a great movie cover, and then the dance scene in the club. And when I first saw it, I was just so taken back. I was in my teenage years. And I went to work the next day, and I was asking everyone about, did you see Michael Jackson Moonwalker? And everyone was saying no, except one guy. And I asked him about it, and he just paused. And he kind of just said in a voice, he's remembering post-traumatic stress or something yeah, I saw it. And I was just what did you think of it? Yeah, he kind of paused, I don't want to talk about it now, Carl, I gotta get back to work. It's just clearly this movie made an impact on him.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Deeply traumatized him.
I think it did, because I think he saw it in the movie theater, and when we just watched it, and more than once I was thinking my gosh, people were in the movie theater and they were watching this, and they paid money for it.
I got post-traumatic stress disorder from watching Moonwalker.
Yeah.
The funny thing was that the movie didn't really have a plot, and at the end in the credits it said a story by Michael Jackson.
Based on a story by Michael Jackson.
I just burst out laughing. I just said, what story? I still kind of don't understand just how it was made. How many people were just yeah, Michael Jackson, this will be a big hit.
Yeah, well, this was pretty much his thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was what I told you earlier. The VHS starts out with a Pepsi commercial with him.
Yeah.
With rewritten words fit Pepsi and the new generation and all that shit.
Bad.
Yeah.
I had actually liked that, because I remember growing up seeing that commercial and the Michael J. Fox ones, the Pepsi commercials. But yeah, it's the whole first part of the movie is there's a concert with the Man in the Mirror song.
There's scenes where they're showing probably 20 women who are just who fall unconscious in security or something.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The
The Man in the Mirror concert video, all these women, and you said too, did they just have a special group of guys at Michael Jackson's concerts that specifically go and get women that faint.
Women out.
They're all fainting.
Yeah.
And he got multiple shots of this.
I think like this had 20 different shots of
And it's
people,
like the cameraman focused on these women fainting like.
It was just that epic.
I guess like Michael Jackson was kind of like the '80s era version of like Elvis. You know what I mean? He was like iconic like that. So the guy was an icon. Weird as fuck as he was.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like maybe that's what they're going for. Like, look, he has this effect on women.
Yeah, so there's a concert, and then it kind of goes into like this table shot with a lot of weird crap on it, like Pinocchio and sparkly gloves, and it's
really odd.
It's showing pictures of like him from the Jackson 5, and
well, it's like what I brought up to you. There's a lot of interviews with Michael Jackson where he talks about his past, and like his dad like would beat the shit out of him and stuff, and like he hated that point of his life. So it's like, I get it. Like you're trying to show like where you've been and how far you've come at that point, because the guy was huge when this movie came out.
Right, at the height of his power.
Yeah, and it was before the child molestation shit. So it's like, I don't know, like if you hated that point of your life, why would you
talk about
it and promote it? And there was a lot of Jackson 5 clips in this part.
Yeah. So then it like goes from the table to a lot of weird visual stuff, like one's a TV flying through the sky playing
And then it turns into a spaceship.
The TV turns into a spaceship.
Yeah.
And then it
flies off.
away.
It's not the only spaceship. We'll get to the next one later. And another one we all commented on was there was rain. It was a scene of nature, and then there's raindrops coming down, and
it
then
has
each
his face on.
yeah, and the raindrops have like his face in them, and just different visuals, and we're all just
his concerts in the
raindrops. Yeah. Like, okay.
It goes from that to the Speed Demon part, right?
Oh,
with
gosh,
the clay animation shit.
Yeah.
That part to me it's just as strange as the other parts of the movie, but to me it's like one of the most entertaining parts of it for me, because Will Vinton was the guy who did the stop motion animation. I've seen a lot of stuff from him that I really like. The Christmas special we watch each year, with all the clay animated stuff. He did a commercial for the Ninja Turtles for like Crunch-a-Bunga things that were out at that time that went away just as quick. He made the Noid. He's popular for that character. You didn't know what the Noid was. The old Domino's Pizza mascot from...
Yeah, I didn't recognize him.
Very nostalgic. The Noid's actually in this fucking part of the movie. I don't know if Will Vinton died. I mean, I'll go into editing and put it up on screen, but it's like his stuff stopped like right after the 90s. And it's his shit was very recognizable because all of his characters looked like that, like ugly, with like wrinkly faces. Like all the characters in this part are all fat and ugly and shit.
Yeah.
Like
the fat guys on the scooter.
Yeah.
And their paparazzi theme too. It's like you can tell Michael Jackson really didn't like the paparazzi at this part because they're holding their cameras like guns, and then they'll throw celebrities in there like Jack Nicholson and wasn't there a couple?
He was Sylvester Stallone at one point, jackhammering the ground, like odd and strange, and like he puts on this rabbit suit and becomes a clay animated rabbit, drives his motorcycle off. It's also kind of like how he sees his fans, I guess. That's what I'm taking it as, because his fans asking for autographs, sign my stomach, these big fat ugly people that were just annoying him, and he's just trying to like get away from all of it.
Yeah, some of them give creepy faces, and like I'm honestly just trying to process what I saw.
There's a lot to process,
that's something else. Is like there's so many shots in this movie, especially in the first two parts, where it's like there's like 5 things going on the screen all at the exact same time, and you're trying to look at every single one of them, and it just keeps going and going. You can't catch up to it. It's a lot to take in.
It's an emotional roller coaster that just doesn't end until you're mentally drained by the end of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, it gets to the part 2 where it's got like a very Looney Tunes feel near the end of that part of the video. Like,
yeah, we were saying we think he like thought of himself as Bugs Bunny or something at the end.
He takes off the bunny costume and he gets off his motorcycle and starts dancing and shit, and the costume's alive. So it's like, what's happening here? Why is the costume alive?
Yeah.
These are all his ideas, too, so like, what does all this shit mean? He has a dance-off with the fucking rabbit.
And then the rabbit disappears.
He disappears, and Michael Jackson, there's a no dancing sign on the sign, and the cop gets him. It gives him a violation for it. You weren't supposed to be dancing underneath this cliff in the middle of nowhere.
Well, everyone knows that.
Yeah, And Michael Jackson's like, well, my friend was just here.
Uh-huh.
He was just here.
Something.
How would that save him from getting a ticket anyway? If there's a
Yeah, like he was trying to blame it on the rabbit.
stop motion rabbit, yeah, they both get tickets for dancing.
Just throwing him under the bus.
Yeah.
I don't think the stop motion rabbit has any money either.
Probably
not. No.
Well, another thing too about that second part is Michael Jackson always has this weird little smile on his face, like he secretly enjoys everyone chasing him, like you know.
I enjoy the chase.
Yeah, there's even a part where he sneaks past everyone and then taunts them, like, "Oh, I got past you. Look at me." You know, it's like he wants it. Don't you want it?
Don't you want it?
Don't you want it?
Oh yeah, the rabbit knew the whole time Michael Jackson would get a ticket because his face comes out of like a cliff or some shit.
And like, yeah, smiles at him, and Michael smiles back, and
I think Michael should be happy at that point. He just got fucked.
yeah,
You got a violation.
I've gotten a ticket before.
How much is
It's
a no?
not fun.
How much would a no dancing ticket be anyway from the
Probably goes by the
cops?
state.
The sentence is death.
I'd say $50, especially in '80s money. That was like 50 gallons of gas.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, that's serious money.
But from there, from there it goes to no wait. There's
Water park.
before it goes into the clay animated scene. You get a remake of the Bad video with the kids dancing.
Oh god,
They did
yeah.
the lip syncing.
I
That
forgot.
was one of the cringiest parts.
Yeah.
Of the movie, I
See,
think.
yeah, my mind blocked it already. It's
But,
like
like-
it's the movie the generation forgot.
Yeah, they wanted to forget, never
Yeah.
never look back on it. Even, well, I'll get to my other point later. Where it's like fucking yeah, like the kids dancing and lip singing the Michael Jackson song. Like they go through this cloud of smoke and then the clay animated
Yeah,
scene
that's
begins because
right.
the little kid Michael like goes to the smoke and becomes big Michael. And by that time you're sitting there thinking like, wow, what did I get myself into watching this shit? You know, like why did I put this in my DVD player?
'Cause I
Like,
asked for it.
we all did actually.
Yeah.
We asked for this.
We unleashed the beast.
But like then it goes to the music video for "Leave Me Alone." But like in the beginning of the video, there's like a little camper on the middle of nowhere that he just
Yeah.
kind of a paper version of him like pops out.
Then he
Yeah, that's
explodes.
right.
Then the song starts and then it goes into this batshit crazy shit. The log ride he's going into, there's like teeth chattering that he drives into, and there's iguanas,
There's,
the
like,
dog with the suits.
Yeah.
That log ride
Business
turns into a spaceship that flies around all this paparazzi, tabloid newspapers and shit.
Yeah.
And then when you finally get out of the ride, you find out that you're in a giant Michael Jackson.
There's a giant Michael
Yeah.
Jackson that looks like Gulliver's Travels almost, and there's a theme park on top of him.
One of my favorite parts of that is Michael Jackson's on his back and he has a hand up in the air and there's like people jumping off with parachutes and it's just, this is where it gets really crazy on the screen where there's like the 10 things going on in
And then-
every shot.
There's more than that.
And then he gets up. He gets up, and then he destroys everything.
Yeah, at the end of that video, it's like,
It was about 5 minutes long, I would say.
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like your brain is getting taxed heavily by all the shit going on. That like your brain is just doing these mental gymnastics to try to understand what's happening and.
Yeah, because part of me, I think they were thinking like, well, everyone will just go with it, but it's like, go with what? I have no clue
This is
what's
almost-
going on.
This is almost like a mental breakdown in visual format. I guess you're given a little bit of a break to try and kind of recover and you know what I mean? Because then it goes into the main part of the movie. And
Yes. So after 40 minutes of whatever that all was just we dealt with, now we get into the supposed plot of the movie, which is which in the trailer most of it is made up of this because it's the only thing that kind of makes sense. It starts off with Michael getting out of leaving his music shop in an abandoned city, and then in Joe Pesci's best role, that's sarcasm. He has his little goon squad with these gun video cameras, which I think was another knock on paparazzi. And they just there's 20 of them. They just blow Michael Jackson away. Well, and Joe Pesci's eating peanuts while this is all going on.
He's eating peanuts, yeah.
Eating peanuts, just cool. And Michael somehow escapes, and then it just snaps to Michael. It's a beautiful shot of Michael wearing a college sweater, running with 3 little kids and a dog. Oh, come on, guys, play with me,
that's how this part starts out. Is you see these these kids that it's not explained who they are. They're just
No.
they're kids that I guess Michael Jackson was like best friends with or some shit.
And
they're,
then, like-
they're watching him come out of this building and just get gunned down, and then the little girl remembers all this shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. The kids were there too. during that
Yeah,
scene.
that's a really cringy scene too. You're talking about like, she's remembering
the good days.
the good days, and they were running around playing with a soccer ball out in the field with Michael Jackson wearing like a high school sweater. What was that anyway?
I figured it was like a college
Like a-
prep sweater or something
it was
like that.
really,
So it was something.
not
but-
good. Like, and then the dog wrecks the ball, and nobody cares. They're all
Yeah.
happy. So
Yeah.
The dog runs away into the forest, and then they find Joe Pesci's secret heroin
it's
spider fortress.
it was just out in the middle of this beautiful field. Like,
It was in a
Yeah,
cave, and
they're-
there was like a little plastic spider.
They went from a field to a creepy woods to a spider-infested cave where they encounter a spider on like a spider panel, and Michael touches it, opens the secret drug fort thing, and Michael goes in there with the little girl, and they're on a catwalk over Joe Pesci, and he's like yelling at a globe. He's like, I want you guys to go to parks and scare away the kids because a young customer is a loyal customer. And I think he laughs and he spins the globe, and you see like a ton of spiders.
you
on
gotta
the
get
globe.
them while they're young.
Yeah, and he has his hair in a bun. He's wearing these high-heeled boots, black leather.
He had the man bun before it became famous nowadays.
Yeah, he was a pioneer.
Maybe he was a soy boy.
Maybe.
He was full of soy.
The ultimate enemy.
Maybe that wasn't heroin. Maybe it was soy.
Well, that could
That's
be.
where these soy boys and SJWs came from. It was his fault, and Michael Jackson was trying to prevent that.
Yeah,
from
maybe he
happening.
was warning us.
We can make our own plot up for this movie. I guess it's our own interpretation, right?
Mm-hmm. Speaks to everybody.
Well, then,
And it's like I said when Michael Jackson opened that door. Maybe Joe Pesci was like Rita Repulsa. He was waiting in that thing for like 1,000 years.
After 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth.
Michael Jackson unknowingly released him, and that's why everything went to shit.
Release the soy.
Yeah, exactly.
well, then what happens? Like Michael Jackson's like he defensed it, and then like
Oh,
and then the girl screams because the spider like crawls on her hands, and then
Mm-hmm.
and then Joe Pesci shouts dead.
Yeah, he's
Dead.
pointing up
Dead,
at
dead, dead.
It's very impressive. And so then it snaps back to like right after when Michael Jackson was blown away, and it turns out only his trench coat was shot, and there's like a 5-minute scene of him running through the
There's a lot of running.
Yeah.
Like it's,
abandoned streets with the gun guys, and the kids are following him, and it's like, okay. And then it turns into a car.
yeah, he gets cornered in an alley, and yeah, like he looks like shit. Like he's like breathing heavy, and he looks all worried and like distressed and shit. Like almost he gets like a look on his face like he's trying to take a huge shit. And he can't get it out.
Yeah.
But that's the face you make when you turn into a car. And it's like, I can't, like this is probably like not in good taste to say this, but the first thing I thought of when I saw that scene, and he gets to the kids, my first thought was like, "Come on, kids, hop in me. Come inside me, kids. Let's get out of here."
Yeah, I can see it. Oh,
Poor taste. He's dead. The Club 30 is where we go from there.
Well, we forgot about the shooting stars. Whenever something crazy happens, they like look up into the sky and they'll see a shooting star. Now, I'm not sure if they're secretly, they never explain it, but I'm not sure if they're making wishes like Michael Jackson wished he could escape. And
They never, it's like, does he draw power from that, or are they making wishes, or?
because like whenever something weird happens and he's in a tight spot, he sees a shooting star, and maybe he makes a wish, or maybe he always had the power. I don't know.
That part, well, yeah, like I played the game on like my Spider Plays show, Moonwalker. This movie had a game based on it, and it was one of the biggest things that sold the Sega Genesis that year.
Wow.
It was a top seller. It was the thing that showed off the graphical and sound capabilities of the Sega Genesis. It was an exclusive title for the Genesis too.
I can see the sound capabilities
that all of Michael Jackson's music was in it. He helped compose it and shit.
Sure.
And it's repetitive, but it's still kind of fun to play for nostalgia reasons and shit.
Yeah.
But that point made it into the game where if you get the shooting star in the game, you turn into the giant robot, which we're gonna talk about in a minute.
So he gets in the car, speeds away from everybody, and then the kids go into Club 30s. And it's abandoned, there's kind of some creepy stuff in there, then they leave, and Michael Jackson shows up because I guess at some point he told the kids he was going to meet them there. Again, they don't quite explain it, but okay. And when he opens the door, like...
The whole place is full.
It's full, it's packed, it's alive.
When the kids were there, it was just abandoned shit shack. Cobwebs everywhere and stuff. Like, no life, no signs of life anywhere yet.
Yeah.
He's there. And that's what I asked you, like, is there, like, time travel in this fucking movie? Like,
Time travel! What?
like, does he have to go through time to stop Joe Pesci?
Or the ghosts?
Is that a plot point? Like, he's got to go through time back to the 30s or wherever. Club 30s, I'm assuming it's the 30s.
I would think so.
That's the only way to stop Joe Pesci is they go back in time, kill all these gangster guys, and then go back to Joe Pesci's time. Maybe...
Time doesn't work that way.
I don't know.
And then the best scene in the movie comes where it's like the whole dance part and he flicks the quarter into the jukebox.
Yeah, he comes into the club, everyone's glaring at him, and he does like a little like crotch thrust, and everyone kind of pulls a gun, and then he, like you said, kind of flips a quarter across the room and instantly goes into a jukebox on the other side of the room. And then everyone's like, oh, okay, cool. They put the guns away and start dancing with him.
As soon as it hits there, you just hear, yeah!
Yeah. And which this is the second good part of the movie. It's a
good part. I like it.
It really is.
It's still a good song, and the video is cool. Like,
it is. There's some real cool visuals. Like these poor guys are playing pool. Michael Jackson catches the cue ball and like crushes it in his hand.
In the guy's face.
And then he dusts it.
He does things that are very un-Michael Jackson, like shooting people.
Yeah, really jerky. Yeah, some people are dancing with him. People are getting slapped in the club. A guy tries to stab Michael Jackson. He shoots him, and then the guy like floats into a wall.
He floats into a wall and turns into dust. And
and
then he does this little dance move, like, "Hi, I showed you shouldn't have done this shit." You know what I mean? Like. They have the scene we're talking about where the movie comes to a dead halt.
Yeah.
Like when the music stops, there's this weird part where like everyone's like touching Michael Jackson.
About 2 minutes long, if I had to guess.
And
they're making the kind of moany noises like ooh, something like that. Yeah, they're like touching him.
Well, it's like what you said about like when Michael Jackson went into the writing room to pitch this scene.
Yeah.
It's like, can you just imagine him telling this and they had to be okay with it?
Yeah, like,
if you don't do this, you're fired.
Like, I'm fine.
Can you imagine what the other writers thought?
It's like, trust me, guys, this is going to be big. You know, the next, what was it? Next Jaws,
This will be the next Star Wars.
Yeah, the next Star Wars.
Actually, this is better than The Last Jedi, would you agree?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You didn't see most of that movie,
I saw this one at least 2 times. I have not seen The Last Jedi. So
well, I will go on record by saying, at least I wasn't bored through Moonwalker. Neither are you. It's just one big mental...
Very confused.
There's little things in there that you're just not expecting at all.
And I would rather have this than to sit there and be bored and lectured on capitalism and, the importance of feminism and diversity and shit. At least I didn't get this in Moonwalker.
So yeah, 2 minutes, it's quiet, everyone's kind of doing this weird thing, and then it jumps right back into, like, the song, which is, again, fun and cool. And then, there's a scene where the little kids are outside the club at this point, and they're just, like, looking in thinking, wow, this is awesome. Like, the fact that they don't care that it was abandoned 5 minutes earlier, and now it's alive. They're just cool with it. And then Joe Pesci kidnaps the girl, and then his soldiers start marching around the club, and this is an awesome scene that's coming up. Michael Jackson goes to the center of the dance studio, he kneels down, and then everyone gets around him, and they all drop, and he just stands up and he has a Tommy gun, and he starts screaming and just blowing away.
That's one of the many times he does the
Yes. Oh, we forgot about another scene earlier in the dance scene. He does like that and points to the glass and then blows out a window, and it's just like everyone kind of looks at him. Okay, what was that about? And so then he's like, I gotta get out of here. So he runs away. He drops gives the Tommy gun to someone else, and then they go to what did we call it? It was the Heroin Spider Fortress, Mountain Fortress.
Heroin Spider Mountain Fortress.
Something like that.
Of the evil Mr. Big. That's what his name is in the movie, Joe Pesci.
Oh, was Mr. Big?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
I got that from the game. I don't think they even mention it in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he goes there. He tries to sneak in, but it's one giant trap. And he's in the middle of this arena stage.
Big shot of like all these soldiers just
probably
swarming in, like
30 to 40 of them. And they got their movie camera guns again. And then Joe Pesci comes out with the little girl.
Just slapping the living shit out of her.
He is just
beating the
really
fucking shit out of her.
Like, it's like, who would have thought that this little girl would give him so much trouble, but they do.
And you seen Joe Pesci in Home Alone, so it's like, this is when you really come to realize that maybe this guy really fucking hates kids.
Yeah.
You know?
There was the part where he gets the girl and he's like, we just wanted to get high.
I just want to get her a little high. That's his big fucking plot in the movie.
To get the kids high.
He's got all this shit. Like, he's got fucking tons of soldiers everywhere. I guess he's got power over this city, this unknown city.
Yeah.
This massively rich, big fucking lord. That's his big fucking motive.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he wants in the world is just to get kids high and get them hooked on drugs.
Yeah. But it is a good
He's got a laser cannon.
Well, we're going to get to the laser cannon, yeah. It's a good part because, he's holding a little girl and he pulls out a syringe and just bites the cap off and, like, squeezes, I'd say, half of the content. I was like, that's product.
You're not going to get that kid high if you're giving her a drop.
Yeah, and he's just looking at Michael and he's like, I just want everyone to get high. And then he tries to, like, shove it in her arm, and that's what happens then. Is that when Michael...
Remember Michael Jackson? It's like, you do it, you're dead.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Dude, they're beating him, and I think they see. Oh yeah, there's the two little kids somehow get there, and they see a shooting star, and they look up and they like close their eyes and they're wishing. I assume they're wishing, and then that's when Michael does a scream that I think breaks some stuff, and everyone freaks out. And then he has his hands on his face, and his face comes up, and his eyes are glowing white.
Turns into Mecha Jackson.
Mecha King Michael Jackson.
Mecha King Michael Jackson. Yeah, it's a scene for about 5 minutes of him just constantly transforming into.
First, he does an intimidation shot where pieces of his face come off.
Yeah, that's right.
And he looks like a Terminator underneath, and he's just scaring everybody.
Yeah.
And then his face pieces go back in.
Yeah, Joe Pesci's everyone's just looking at him I was looking at the screen what the hell is going on?
We all have the same reaction. The viewers have the same reaction as the soldiers. What the fuck is this? But I think if I was in that spot, it's like I told you, I'd either shoot or just get the fuck out of there. Because nothing good is going to happen from it. Mm-hmm.
So then they finally start shooting, and Michael Jackson's he just keeps transforming, getting bigger at this point. He's turning into the size of a transformer. And he deploys shields, the bullets can't penetrate him. And then
he's got shields.
Yeah.
He's got a defense system.
He deploys a chest cannon or something, starts shooting, but then they bring in guys with these laser-sighted laser bazooka rifle things or something. They can penetrate the shields, but then Michael whips out another weapon, and it's just this transforming battle, going back and forth. And then and Joe Pesci runs away. Oh, before he runs away though, he wears these real little sunglasses. He needed those. I don't want to forget that.
The four guys come in to penetrate his defense shields, right? With the big laser cannons.
Yeah.
And the only thing he can do to stop them is open up his mouth really wide and give a ha!
Oh yeah, that's one of the first of the highs.
Their heads explode. These guys' heads explode.
Brutal scene, yeah. Really. Yeah, you just see they're wearing these whole head helmets that look kind of like King Cobra or Commander Cobra's, and they just blow out. So you don't see blood or gore, but it's I don't think
that was disappointing. I would have loved to have seen that.
They're pretty messed up, yeah.
Yeah, I keep it good for the kids to watch, though.
It's a family movie. It really is.
I wouldn't call it family.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know what I'd call it, but it's something.
Horror for the whole family.
Confusion for the whole family.
Yeah, when he was turning into a robot, that was pretty fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
that one scene, kids would get scared of that. It's just the way his face looked and shit.
Maybe it was
man, fuck.
I think
I don't know.
The stupidest part was when he knocks over all of the rocks, and then that guy just falls over.
There's a guy
for no
that
reason.
falls over for no reason. He doesn't get hit by anything, but it's
Yeah,
like what I told you. It's like the sheer shock of seeing what just happened in front of him was just enough to make him pass out and fall down the stairs.
Yep.
Shit, I almost did watching this.
So now we're at the laser scene. So I guess in his the fortress, the heroin spider fortress. Oh, by the way, we never actually know if Joe Pesci can talk to spiders. He's talking to him on the globe, and that's it. Like, I remember asking, like, do we know if he actually can do it, or is he just?
It's like I had another theory too, or maybe the spiders are the soldiers and they just transform off screen into soldiers.
Sure.
Because like,
yeah, if Michael Jackson can turn into a transformer,
then this is a world where everyone can turn into shit.
Yeah.
You know, like,
won't doubt it. Okay.
there's a lot to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's now Michael's a spaceship. Now he's gonna confront Mr. Big in his big fortress.
Yeah, he's turned into a spaceship at this point, and Joe Pesci hops into this giant laser.
It reminds me of
turret.
Mr. Freeze's laser from Batman and Robin, to make a worse point.
I was thinking it also reminded me of the laser from the second Austin Powers movie on the moon.
Yeah, my giant laser.
Yeah, it's about the same size, but his is a lot more switches on it.
A giant laser.
The laser.
This is the phase in which we put a giant laser on the moon.
So he pops out of the mountain with that, shoots, let's call him Austin Powers, Michael Jackson's
They're starting to
spaceship.
merge together.
Yeah, and Michael Jackson's ship goes down, and then he turns the laser onto the kids. I thought
he was at that point. He was done trying to get kids high. He just wanted those fucking kids
Yeah, he's
dead.
just gonna kill
he
them.
fucking hates kids, man.
Mhm.
There's no getting around it.
But then, thankfully, Michael Jackson's ship.
This was the big payoff of the movie.
Yeah,
you can
right
sit
here.
through it.
We
like,
watched it twice over. It was that impressive.
yes, I was like laughing my ass off.
Yeah. It brings out the emotion. Just the spaceship recovers, gets in front of the laser, and you kind of see a power energy form around the front, and you see Michael Jackson's face go, ah!
His face is like a laser that splits off into multiple lasers
it
and just annihilates Joe Pesci.
Yeah, blows away the whole Mountain Fortress laser. And then the little kids are celebrating, if I remember, and then then Michael Jackson turns around the ship and starts to fly away. They get sad because they're like, "Oh, he's got to leave us." And this part makes no sense. Michael Jackson is going up into the orbit, and then a shooting star crashes and blows him
You
up.
don't know if he's dead or not.
You don't. It's like,
or if it was just to give it like an epic, like this was so special. He was a spaceship, and
yeah, exactly.
now there's fireworks because there's Joe Pesci's evil is finally dispersed from the land, and these kids can live safe now. But they're all sad because he's gone.
Yeah,
or some shit.
I mean, he flew into the path of a shooting star.
Okay. It's like what I told you. It almost makes me feel like, was this like his way of like the self-sacrifice?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, was that what it was going for? But, like,
I think so.
The love of a child brought him back in the end.
They wished on. Didn't they wish on? Yeah, they had a cardboard shooting star they wished on at this point.
Which makes all the child molestation stuff look worse in his case.
Mm-hmm.
The love of a child brought him back, and then they walked into a Michael Jackson concert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's the end of the movie.
The kids are all sad. He comes back, and he's like, "Come on." And so they walk into this like underground tunnel that's got all these cords and power things, and then this is great. There's a bunch of wires on the ground, and they short out, and there's standing water on the ground, and Michael just kind of laughs it off like, nothing to be afraid of. It's like, you're all good.
That's as bad as the fucking spiders, if not worse.
Yeah, I'd rather deal with spiders. It's like, they could be electrocuted, and Michael doesn't care. So then Michael splits off to go do a concert, and the kids get backstage passes and glow sticks to watch it. And so Michael's doing the concert, and at this movie, I think we were all just emotionally drained.
It's emotionally, mentally drained. I walked off. Connor started doing other shit. Carl was
I got some candy.
Eating candy and not.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I see Connor on the floor, just not paying attention. I'm like more interested in the candy at this point, and Glenn's somewhere else. And
I was setting the scene up in here.
Yeah, it hit me. It's like, wow, we're all feeling the same thing. We don't care anymore.
It's just too much.
It's too much. It's done. It's and the last scene is like 5 minutes of his little concert.
Yeah, he does it with that one song. That was they used it in Justice League. Get together right now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He does his little version of it.
And then after that, it goes to the ending credits of them kind of showing them put the movie together with just some people singing.
Yeah, the end of the credits are weird.
Yeah, it didn't fit any other part of the movie. They made the most sense, I guess. I don't know.
It didn't get a post-credit scene, which is sad. You don't know if Joe Pesci comes back from the dead.
I hope not.
Yeah, it's a shame Michael Jackson ain't alive right now, because with all these like shared universe movies, he could have had a Moonwalker shared universe.
Yeah.
Moonwalker cinematic universe. His fucking chimp could have got his own movie, and like, you know what I mean? Like, one of the kids could have got their own.
A spin-off movie.
Yeah. And then they all come together in Moonwalker Part 2 or...
I have something to say. Why are we still talking about this?
Because it's just that they need to know.
It's an interesting part of history. The movie's very, very, very 80s and 90s.
It is. I mean,
everything in it is just the feel of it, like the look, like the set pieces in the main part of the movie. It's Michael Jackson. There's a Pepsi commercial.
Yeah.
It's his music. It's just it's the encapsulation of 80s and 90s. You know what I mean?
I truly feel it's the movie that the generation forgot. That generation doesn't want to think of. I mean,
but we're forcing you to think about it.
Yeah, the story needs to be told. It can't be forgotten.
It needs to be told. This is so. Yeah, I think this movie, like, I wouldn't say it's good.
No.
You know, I'm not saying like, oh man, this needs another theatrical release, a special edition that George Lucas helped with advanced special effects. Let's put Jabba the Hutt in it somewhere so Ewoks they could use. It doesn't need that, but it's an interesting piece of history that I think everyone should see at least once, just to look back.
Say it happened, yeah.
Because it's fucked up. It's just strange.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are all his ideas. This guy.
I mean, I'll go back to it. The trailer was honest when they said nothing, nothing will prepare you for this movie. Right. We just talked about again. I mean, it's like
obviously it made some kind of impact. It got a video game.
Mm-hmm.
A video game came out based on this fucking movie.
Yeah, I encountered people who don't even want to talk about it. It changed their lives so much.
Maybe not for the best.
Probably not.
That guy probably wakes up having nightmares.
I bet he went home and cried.
There's a few scenes in this movie that would give a small kid nightmares.
Definitely.
The robot scene.
The robot. Joe Pesci trying to get a girl high. And
yeah, no shit.
Slapping her.
Completely just beating the shit out of a little kid.
Yeah, it happened.
This actually happened, yeah. But like at the same time, it's like just talking about Michael Jackson. I felt bad when he died, you know, because it's hard to say if he molested those kids or not. Yeah, I don't have proof. I can't prove it. But like at the end of the day, I kind of feel like the guy didn't have a childhood. His dad beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? Maybe like when he got older, that's what he wanted was just to run back and be a kid. And maybe that all this shit did fuck him up bad. Just, you know, stardom, being a big icon, maybe that fucked him up bad. Because this movie is full of his ideas, and they're all fucend weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could tell he had full control over everything. If he's fitting the bill, by all means, go right ahead. But the end product it's something special.
Yeah, I'll give this movie probably like a B- for the creativity, but it's not really good. Like, we watched it tonight just so I can make a video, but there's no way I'd sit here at home after work. I gotta watch Moonwalker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's on my mind. It's not like fucking Iron Man or you know, RoboCop or anything like that. It's something that happened and came out and it was done and nobody really talks about it.
Yeah,
you know?
I'd give it a 2 out of 5. I mean, it's not by no means is it a movie that's like I hate it. Because it is just so different, but at the same time, it's like I wouldn't run out and recommend people rush and see it.
It's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting.
You know
what?
I think I was more generous than everybody, but I can honestly, wholeheartedly say I enjoy it better than The Last Jedi. I can't even fucking go back to that movie.
I will say this, I wouldn't be surprised if during the court cases, like, the defense brought the movie out and see, this is defense exhibit number 1. He created this
Oh, you mean
movie.
for these guys that just came forward again?
Well, whenever, back when the original charges came out, because it's like, clearly Michael Jackson had some issues.
He's got kids in this movie, and, you know, like, look at this shit, you know? It doesn't, when you look at it, it doesn't look good. I almost felt bad for the guy. You know what I mean? But another thing, too, is you said, like, when you look at all this shit where he's running away from paparazzi and fans and shit, it's like, but at the same time, it seems like he likes being a star, so why the fuck would you try to run away and shit?
Well,
you
like
know?
I said during the movie, if he really wanted to get away, he could have walked away, you know. Just like the people did in the Road Warrior. They could have walked away from the field.
Just walk away.
Just walk away.
Just walk away.
But
just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror.
Do we have any more shit to say about
I
this?
think we covered it pretty well. But by no means did we spoil it for you. If you wanted to give it a watch, there's plenty of surprises in there for you.
I don't think we could actually spoil this movie because we can't really do it justice unless you actually watch it for yourself.
Yeah, and you have to watch it. You can't just have it on in the background and listen to it because one, they really don't say a whole lot. It's just it's very visual.
I've never seen anything like this.
No.
I mean, like the worst fucked up movies, B movies and shit that I've watched. I've watched a lot of them. There's still nothing like this fucking movie. You know?
Yeah, because it's like a documentary. Oh yeah, and the one thing too is the main.
It's like a discography in some way.
Yeah, and the final thing with the third part with the actual story, it's like I don't know if it's meant to be serious, but fun with funny ideas and dialogue, or if it's meant to be a comedy that plays off as being serious.
This was not meant to be funny. Knowing Michael Jackson, like this was like his serious shit.
Which is so ironic, because it's like with a guy trying to get a little girl high and talking to spiders, it's like, how can anyone take that seriously?
And in his mind, like, the thing too is, I was thinking about too, like the end concert. It's like, okay, like, in your mind, did you live this out?
Yeah, like...
Was this your reality that we're seeing? Like, you think you're living this shit, and now you're going to a concert?
Yeah, when you're not at concert, like, this is what Michael Jackson does, fight heroin dealers, you know, saves kids, goes to 30s clubs, I don't know.
Like, he really did want to act, and I can tell this is part of why this shit exists. Because he wanted to be in movies. There was a time when he wanted to buy a Marvel property so he could be Spider-Man in his own Spider-Man movie. That's a fact, yeah.
I thought I heard he also wanted to be Peter Pan at one point.
I heard that too, yeah.
Okay.
Can you imagine that shit, though? If he would have got the rights to make Marvel movies, because he was rich enough, he would have been fucking Peter Parker.
Wow.
Which, maybe I won't say anything. I like Ben Affleck as Batman.
I will admit, the idea of him swinging through the city going he is pretty entertaining.
Woo!
Yeah.
Except if he was like fighting the Green Goblin, I wonder how that end battle would have played out. If all of a sudden, like, he would have like turned into a giant spider, and the spider would have shot a laser with his face, and
Yeah. Like, all the villains were Joe Pesci.
Spider-Man would have had the same plot as this movie, only with a bigger budget.
Yeah.
Trying to give drugs to the kids.
Oh man. Well, yeah, I think we covered it pretty well.
We got it all out of our system. Maybe we can do a video where we play Moonwalker.
Maybe.
Once at some point, so you can. It's a 2-player game.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
All right. Well, that was Glenn's movie reviews. Thanks for being here, Carl.
Happy to help.
Talking about Moonwalker. I know we've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Yeah, it's a special movie.
We had to get it all out of our system. Now we can move on, maybe.
To the next movie.
Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
Goodbye.